Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with, I'm sort of working my way backwards. I should have started at the younger age and I worked my way up, but I didn't realise that it would be as heavily requested as what it was, and that is book recommendations. So I started with 3-year-olds because obviously I've got a 3-year-old, and I'll leave that linked at the end of this video. And you've asked me to do age 2 and age 1. So I'm currently going to do age 2. I have, this past week, because we're on 6-week holidays at the moment, I have just had this massive decluttering, getting rid of stuff she's not interested in anymore. As I was saying, yeah, I've just been on a massive like descaling bug because there's lots of things at the moment that she's not really into, so I figured I would sit down and film this video now before the stuff goes up into the attic in case we need it in the future. So it's a big old mix of books. I have found it difficult to differentiate between 1 and 2 just because 1-year-olds aren't really reading. 2-year-olds, I think it's a difficult balance, so I feel like I've got a good selection, and then I'll show you 1-year-olds when I get the stuff down from the attic, because obviously all that stuff went up ages ago because we don't need it anymore. So I'm going to start off with these. Now I didn't know whether to put them in the 1-year-old books or the 2 because Pia received them when she was 1, but she wasn't really interested in them until she was 2. So that is the I call it the Postman Bear series, but it's not. It's the Tales from Acorn Wood series by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler. I'm sure you would have seen these in like a school or within your local library. They're really raved about, and they're fab books. She doesn't reach for these anymore, which is why I'm going to pop them up in the attic. To be honest, she's not really into flat books as much as she used to be, which I think is quite bizarre because as a child I loved flat books, but she's just not into them. So this is the 4-book series, and they all came separately, and I got these either from Amazon for like £3 or supermarkets. I remember Sainsbury's had them for like £3.50. I think Asda's is the same, maybe Tesco's. We can get them on offer for like 2 for £7 or something. So we've got Postman Bear, Fox's Socks. Those 2 were Pea's favourite. I don't know why, but she just had preferences. And then we've got Hide and Seek Pig. She quite liked that one. And then Rabbit's Nap, which she just wasn't interested in at all. So these are really good. They rhyme. Obviously Julia Donaldson is just a hero. They are a bit basic for her now, which I think is why she's not really that interested. So this one, you've got the pig that plays hide and seek, and she goes around and you've got different flaps and you pick along characters along the way. Really nice, and they're really like sturdy. It's like it's a board book, flap book, if that makes sense. Like the pages are really sturdy. So I think they make a great gift, and we really like those. They're really colourful as well. So that is the Postman Bear series. I don't know why, but Postman Bear was her favourite. And this one is where he's writing letters, so you've got a bit of counting. Bear is writing letters, 1, 2, 3. Bear goes out to post them. He lives in this tree. And then you've got a squirrel. And another thing P also used to like to do, now she's on to like watching Shopkins and God knows what on YouTube, and people like feeding Baby Alive and weird stuff. She used to like listening to people reading the story, and then she used to read it back with their tone, if that makes sense. So that's a little tip as well if you've got little ones. So yeah, that is the Postman Bear sort of section. I also have another flat book, which again she doesn't really reach for, but this is more of like an advanced flat book. So in my 1-year-old you'll see like I've got like basic ones. This is a little bit more advanced. This is Usborne, Peep Inside the Zoo. She got gifted this. It was for a birthday or for Christmas, I can't remember. And it's a bit educational, so you've got multiple flaps, they're a bit more hidden. You've got one here. And it's all about animals at the zoo. You've got giraffes and stuff, so you've got loads of big flaps in this one. So yeah, this one's like, just like an educational one, and I think, to be honest, that's why she's not really into it, because it's not like a fun story. But it's nice all the same. It's Osborne, so it's a good quality one. Not as thick as the pages of the other one, but nice all the same. They do loads of different, I think they do like London, in the city, in the farm. We never really got into this collection, like this style, but I know they've got loads. I've got a random one, which I recommend to everyone that's got children. I've recommended it to Ellie. We actually found it together in a charity shop, and I was like, you need to get that, it's really good. and that is You Choose by Nick Sharratt and Pippa Goodhart. I got this in a charity shop. I don't know if it's online or anything. This is actually a Bookstart one, so I think that the person that donated this got it for free, which you do with Bookstart. So this is basically like a scenario book, and she still really likes this, so it's one that obviously you grow with and you can discuss. So the first page is, if you could go anywhere, where would you go? And you've got loads of different places, so you've got like the jungle, or the volcanoes, or a lake, a city, a town, to the seaside, a lighthouse, a castle, to space, up in a hot air balloon, and then what else have you got? What kind of home would you choose? So it's really like, it's not like a search and find at all, but it's just, I guess it's like a talking point, being like, I really like the spooky house with the bats and the lightning and things like that. Or, oh, I like the Christmas house. And then you've got, what furniture would you put in the house? How would you like do transport? Food and drink. What would you wear? Picks and choose, and perhaps a hat. Pet. What job would you do? We've spent a lot of time looking at this page. And what would you do for fun? And then there's a bed as well. And what would you pick for bed? I just think it's a really good book. I remember reading this a lot more when P was younger than I do now, because P's really into stories, and this isn't a story. It's one where they can just pick up and put down and look at themselves and point things out. And obviously when they're 2, they're not really talking how P is now, which is why I'm struggling to try and remember. But I just remember that this is one that we used to get out quite a lot and used to be on the coffee table quite a lot. So I really recommend that one. I know they do a couple of different versions of that I've seen in the local library, so I recommend checking that one out. I've got a classic here, which is 10 Little Fingers and 10 Little Toes. She loves this. She loves the little rhyme that goes along with it. This is by Mem Fox, illustrated by Helen Oxenbury. Helen Oxenbury is a classic children's illustrator. She did We're Going on a Bear Hunt. So this one, again, is a Bookstart one. I got this from a car boot for like 50p. And it's just lovely. So talks about a baby who was born on the very next day, and both of these babies, as everyone knows, have 10 little fingers and 10 little toes. It's a really quick, easy read, nice illustrations for children to look at, and she really enjoyed this one. We do still have it out now. This one's not going up into the attic, which is really nice because it's got the rhyming thing, and I think they pick that up. I have included a couple of Osborne books. We do still read these. She prefers the pink over the purple. I'm not too sure why. Again, the reason why I've included these is just because I've included stuff previously in my 3-year-old one, like the Poppy and Sam Farmyard Tales. These are the same concept. So the reason why she loved these from a really young age is because she likes looking for the yellow duck. So I thought I'd just show you that there is a bit of variation in case you didn't want the Farmyard Tales. So this is the Usborn book of princess stories. I got this, I remember getting it for 20p because I was chuffed that I found it for 20p in a charity shop. This has 4 stories within one. So it's just the illustrations that I think she really likes. And again, just the concept of finding the little yellow duck, which is up here. I don't know if it's on, oh yeah, I'm on there. It's on both pages. Okay, I've got P behind me now, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful because she hasn't got any knickers on. So if you hear noises, that is why. She is literally right there. Yeah, so there's the little yellow duck on each of the pages, and she really, really likes that. So we've got that one as well as the fairy tales. So this one's like... You can read a book. Here, read this one. This one has like weird like castle stories, I guess. Princess and the Pig, The Little Dragon, The Tournament, and The Royal Broomstick. So I think that those have been made up, like they're made up stories, whereas these are like classic fairy tales. So in here we have, this one's a bit damaged because it was second hand from a car boot. I paid 50p for it. This one has, oh god, this one's really, really damaged. Oh, I need to try and fix that. This one has Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Red Riding Hood, Three Little Pigs, Story of Rumpelstiltskin, and Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So again, same concept, really nice illustrations, not too long. And because it's interactive for them, I think as 2-year-olds, they haven't got an attention span. For me to read the story and for her to search and find for the little yellow duck whilst we're doing that, I think works really well. Are these. Now, I wasn't going to recommend them because they are quite grown up, but because children have the association with obviously TV programmes, I think that's why they like these types of books. So the story is a little bit advanced, and I remember reading this to P and her getting quite restless, I guess, but I think it's always good for them just to pick up and read. P has always been a reader. I think she obviously gets it from myself, and just seeing them, whether it be on the sofa or on the coffee table or whatever it was at the time, her just going to reach for them, because they're bright and colourful, it's something that she went for. So we don't have that many of the hardback versions. I've got 2 Christmas ones. So we've got Peppa's Christmas Wish. I've got these all secondhand. Peppa's Christmas. I think they must have been like 50p each maybe, and I remember I got this one for 25p, and that's the fire engine. So they're really bright, really colourful. Like I said, they are a bit long, but they're okay. I mean, you do fly through them. And again, P can correlate it to watching it on the telly because of the episode. So we do still read these. I've kept them down just because she loves Peppa Pig. But I think for a good starting off with a Peppa book, the hardback ones are the best as well. We have now moved on to softback because P is obviously careful with the pages and she's not ripping them, she's not chewing them. Whereas I think when you've got 2-year-olds, they are a bit heavy-handed and they don't understand to be careful. So I think board books, still for a 2-year-old, is a good shout. I'm now getting to the point where I want to replace my classics, which you'll see for the 1-year. Oh my god, get your words out. For my 1-year-old recommends video, I want to now replace those hardback board books for paperbacks, just because we don't really need hardbacks anymore. But yeah, Peppa Pig ones, or I never really see like Paw Patrol or anything like that in a board book. It's all just Peppa Pig, but they do these at the local library, and we used to get out quite a lot of these at the library when she was smaller. We used to come home with like 6 or 7. What other ones did they have at the library? They had a lot of Thomas the Tank Engine at the library in this sort of format as well. So I definitely recommend going to your local library. Like I always say, it's free. You just need to sign up. You can get 20 books out at a time. You can in Norfolk anyway. And even if you can't get to the library and it's overdue, you can you don't get a fine, whereas adult books you do. Children's books is fine. So if you do struggle to get to the library every 3 weeks, you don't need to worry about it. Okay, so I've just got a couple more to show you. I'm going to show you these because I don't think I've never really heard about these before. I got one of these from the Works. I got 3 from Poundland and 1 from a car boot. Is it weird that I remember that? I've got a really good memory when it comes to like buying things and where I got things from. So these are by Ian Wybrow, and this is this like Say Hello to the collection. So we've got Say Hello to the Snowy Animals. This one was the one from the car boot. And then we've got Say Hello to the Animals. This is the Farm edition. This one was from the Works. Really recommend that one. And then we've got Say Hello to the Jungle Animals. Say goodnight, sorry, to the Sleepy Animals, and Say Hello to the Baby Animals. These 3 she's not really that interested in. Again, kids are weird how they have their own like weird little favoritism things. Is that even a sentence? I don't know. I'm just going with it. I'm tired. It's the summer holidays. Just bear with. So this one was the favourite, and this is where we go across the farm and we say hello to the animals. I really liked this when P was smaller. She doesn't like reach for it at all now, which is why they're going up into the attic. So they rhyme. Ready, steady, off we go, round the farm to say hello. Who's that nibbling half asleep? Say hello to dozy sheep. And then it says hello sheep, and then the noise. So you can correspond it obviously with the animal and the noise. Here's a sty not very big. Say hello to the little pink pig. Hello pig, oink oink oink, etc, etc. So then you've got chicken, chicks, cow, duck, horse, and then you have a roundup at the end as well. So really bright, really colourful. I used to say like goodbye duck, and then P would then make the noise of the animal. Really educational without knowing that they are, and they were fab. Really, really, really recommend those. I think they would make a great like birthday or Christmas present for a 2-year-old. So then you've got the snowy one. This is slightly different, which is, I think, is why she liked it. The ones that I got were the cheaper version. This was obviously an expensive one that I got second hand because it's touch and feel as well. I don't know if you can see, but this is all like the actual animal that you're sort of saying hello to is got a different, it's like a felt flock effect. So you've got an owl in here. Just the illustrations are really, really pretty, and they're not too long at all. Interactive to keep the child entertained, and just really, really nice illustrations. So that's that one. And you've got the baby animals, which is like safari style. So you've got a parrot in there, you've got a zebra, monkey. I don't know if they do these in Poundland anymore. Yeah, Poundland anymore. Giraffe, but I'm sure they're still on the works. And if you aren't aware of the works, I say it all the time, they have a deal on that's on throughout the year. 10 books for £10, children's books, and you can do free click and collect postage, or free click and collect, you can go and collect in store. And normally you can use like a discount code, like 20% off, so it costs like £8 for 10 children books. Whether you keep them for gifts or whether you keep them for a book advent. I know quite a lot of you do the book advent at Christmas time. They're fab. So go and have a look on the works. You can get like the Pepper books, like the paperback softbacks on there. I'm sure you can get these. You can get, what else have I seen on there? Mog the cat. What else? Those are like random ones. Educational ones, so go and have a look at the works. I'll leave that link below, note to self to do that. And then you've just got the jungle one and the cat one, the bedtime one. So they are those. And then I've just got a couple of classics. So we've got Meg and Mog. I don't know if any of you remember Meg and Mog. We've actually got the DVD and she bloody loved it. Again, she's gone off that now. Probably just because we've now got Netflix and she's into different things. I'm sure if I put it on for her, she'd enjoy it. This is their bind up. This is an individual one that Neil got from a car boot. So this is Meg at Sea. And then this one is Mog at the Zoo, Meg up the creek, and Meg's Fed. They do these individually on the works as well, which is here. Look, they've got them all listed at the back. So you can pick a couple if that is what you wanted to get. These are fab because they are so bright and colourful. I don't really like Meg and Mog. I think it's weird and it's not really a story. It's more like a comic, I find. So I never really went out of my way to collect them. But when I found these second hand, I was like, no, sod it. This was like 50p. So as you can see, I'm not doing this very well today. I'm in a different setup. Really bright, really colourful. Again, because P can relate it to the DVD that we had. She really enjoyed it. Just really bright and really colourful, and I think as a 2-year-old, what more could you want? I think it's a great sort of starter book to get your child into reading or sitting down with books. Again, these are always at the library. Really good, really easily accessible. And we used to get these out quite a lot. Definitely recommend Meg and Mog for a 2-year-old, definitely, 100%. And then finally, I have just got a bundle of Julia Donaldson and Nick Sharratt. Again, P used to reach for these quite a lot, whereas now she doesn't, which is why I'm including them in this video. I'm not saying that a 3-year-old can't enjoy these or can't read them, but just through us and our experience, she's now going on to like Mr. Men and things like that. So this is what I've got. So a classic is Toddle Waddle. Never heard of it before, never had it growing up. I obviously missed that fab when P was younger. She absolutely loved it. It doesn't make sense at all. It's just noises that you read out. Again, really bright, really colourful. Ting-a-ling, clip-clop, hurry, scurry, flip-flop, Toddle Waddle. And then you obviously relate it to the animal or the bike or the noise or whatever. And then what else have you got? You've got a train, or you've got the beach, lots of sounds on there. And then you've got a big old train that says choo choo. And then it goes to night time as well with like noises of like the band and stuff. So that is Toddle Waddle. Really, really recommend that one. yeah, this was a really good thing. And this was Julia Donaldson and Nick Sharratt. So Nick Sharratt is the illustrator. He's the illustrator of Jacqueline Wilson books. And then Goat Goes to Playgroup. So again, a good one, trying to get them into the idea of playgroup again. I remember I used to read this to P quite a lot before she started nursery. So you've got painting and things like that, quiet time, story time, like you had a little accident, playing outside. So there we go, again a rhyming book, which is fab. And then the 3 bigger ones, again she had a preference. Her favourite was the middle one, Chocolate Mousse for a Greedy Goose. That was her favourite. Was never really interested in the counting ones. This is One Mole Digging a Hole, and this just counts. 7 frogs, chopping logs. What else have we got in here? 4 foxes filling boxes, 6 parrots pulling up carrots, 8 crows with garden hose, 9 doves in gardening gloves. Like, it's funny and really bright and colourful, and obviously helps them learn to count, but P knows how to count to 10, so I think she finds it a bit boring now. But definitely, again, a good, what you could do if it is still in Poundland is just buy all 3 and then bundle them up as a nice little gift alongside, I don't know, for a 2-year-old, like a bit of Play-Doh, and then that's a really good gift for like £5. Can you tell I love buying gifts? And we've got 2 more. So we've got Hippo Has a Hat. I like this one. This is when they go shopping. I found this one quite funny. I like the caterpillar one, or the millipede, or whatever it was, wearing lots of shoes. P found that really funny. I'll try and find it. Yeah, shoes for caterpillar. He's got loads of shoes on. So again, really colourful, really bright. Talks about buying things and things like that. And then the last one is obviously the one that was P's favourite of the selection, and that is Chocolate Mousse for a Greedy Goose. And this is then basically sharing. Oh, it's lots of animals. What can I smell? Asks Shy Gazelle. Macaroni, says Shetland Pony. Too hot for me, says Chimpanzee. Blow on it then, says Mother Hen. And then they all sort of learn to wash up and things like that. Let's wash up, said Helpful Pup, but Lazy Sheep says no, let's sleep. Good book. That is my 2-year-old book recommendations video. I really hope you found it helpful or informative, or I've sort of mentioned books that you hadn't potentially thought of before. Oh, sorry, I just had a massive coughing fit. Yeah, I hope it's helped you in some way, shape or form. Like I always say, I think reading, not only for yourself as an adult, but for children is really, really, really important. And I started it from when she was like 9 months old. Not necessarily reading to her at night time, but just having books available for her to play with or look at and explore. And it's grown with her as she's grown with age. She's not as interested as she was because she's 3.5. She's into like playing games and make-believe and watching telly. Like, she loves watching TV, but she will still sit down and take 10-15 minutes to read a book. Or when we go to the library, she really enjoys it and she looks for particular books or whatever. Leave a comment down below if you've got any other 2-year-old book suggestions that I have left out, and I will be back hopefully in the next month or so with my 1-year-old book recommendations. I just need to pull them out in the attic. Right, I've got to go because my child... Wait there! Right, I've got to go because this little one needs my attention. It's lunchtime. Can you tell we're having a home day today? Look at her hair. Hey? Do you like books?
Yeah.
What's your favourite book?
All of them.
All of them. Good. You got lovely books, haven't you? You like reading Mr. Men at the moment, don't you? Yeah?
It's Mr. Man.
Not here. That's it from me. I hope you all enjoyed it. I apologise about the messiness of my child, but we're having a home day because the weather does not know what it's doing. We want to go feed the ducks when it keeps raining. So, we're going to go and I will...
Yay.
Should we go have lunch?
No.
Oh, well, I'm going to have lunch. We will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.